Welcome to Movies in the Making. In today's episode, we're going to be looking at the 2001 psychological thriller film Donnie Darko, released by Newmarket Films and directed by Richard Kelly. Here, we will dive deep into the story and production of this film. This entire film was a passion project from its director. Making it, however, was such a challenge. The crew had both a tight schedule to complete the film and a huge struggle when it came to funding the film. Alas, it was proven to be a disaster when it came out. Yet, throughout the years, it has gained a huge cult following. So, sit back and enjoy the show. You are all in for a benevolent ride. Richard Kelly came up with the idea of Donnie Darko after being inspired by a newspaper article about a large piece of ice falling on a jet plane and damaging a house near his hometown in Virginia. This story left a lasting impression on him, particularly the psychological impact it might have had on a teenager whose bedroom was struck. Building on this, Kelly envisioned a scenario where a jet engine falls into a teenager's room, and the boy, narrowly escaping death, embarks on a journey to understand a mysterious event. He expanded on the concept by adding layers of science fiction, such as a parallel universe, time travel, and a superhero narrative for the protagonist, Donnie. Kelly was fresh out of USC Film School and was eager to make his mark in the industry. He developed the story further by weaving in themes of fate, mystery, and 80s nostalgia, eventually crafting a film that blends mind-bending sci-fi with high school drama. The screenplay for the film came to Richard Kelly in a burst of creativity, written in just 28 days as if he were one of the manipulated living characters in the story. The first draft was a lengthy 150 pages but closely mirrored the final film, with all its key elements already in place. While critics often compare the film to works by Steven Spielberg, Robert Zemeckis, and John Hughes, Kelly did not intentionally draw from their styles. Rather, he infused the script with personal experiences from his hometown of Midlothian, Virginia, and his upbringing. The story's suburban Virginia setting and its characters were inspired by his own life. After circulating the script, it gained attention, but it was only after Jason Schwartzman's enthusiasm that the project gained traction. Schwartzman's support helped secure financing and brought much-needed attention to the film, and although Schwartzman was initially considered for the role of Donnie, it was Jake Gyllenhaal who ultimately took on the part, with Schwartzman's backing playing a key role in the film's success. Jake Gyllenhaal was cast in the film after reading the script while juggling auditions in Los Angeles. He was immediately captivated by the story, feeling it beautifully captured the emotional turmoil of transitioning into adulthood. Gyllenhaal found this a unique, almost surreal quality. He particularly connected with Donnie's psychological journey and how it mirrored his own adolescence. Kelly gave him creative freedom, allowing Gyllenhaal to shape Donnie's voice when speaking to Frank, the demonic rabbit, adding a childlike quality to their interactions. Gyllenhaal also suggested that his real-life sister, Maggie, play his character's sister in the film, which led to some authentic sibling dynamics on screen. Despite the film's slow start, especially in the US, Gyllenhaal's performance, along with the film's distinct psychological depth, ultimately helped it gain a devoted following, especially in the UK. James Duval was cast as Frank the Rabbit after initially being drawn to the project by Schwartzman. Impressed by Schwartzman's involvement, Duval wanted to be part of the film and took on the role of the eerie, dark figure who serves as Donnie's guardian angel. Duval did not approach the character with the intention of making him creepy, but instead envisioned Frank as a protective, albeit ominous, presence guiding Donnie. After watching the film for the first time, Duval was surprised by the unsettling effect his portrayal had, noting that it scared him in a way that he had not anticipated. He also praised the performances of his co-stars, particularly Gyllenhaal as Donnie and Beth Grant for her powerful turn as the antagonistic Kitty Farmer, appreciating the depth they brought to their roles. The creepy, or stupid, bunny suit worn by Frank in the film was conceived by Kelly, who admitted he was not entirely sure where the idea came from. It may have been influenced by his love for the book Watership Down or a random dream. Frank's character was always intended to be a rabbit, even in the early drafts of the script. Kelly sketched Frank's face himself, and costume designer April Ferry, later known for HBO's Game of Thrones, crafted the suit, enlisting a sculptor to create its eerie grin. The mask had limited visibility since Frank did not need to perform stunts, but Kelly was determined for it to make a disturbing impact on the audience. When the suit was first revealed on set, the cast and crew were visibly unsettled, and Kelly knew he had achieved the intended effect. Today, the suit is part of a private collection owned by producer Jack Morrissey, while a backup mask is owned by Metallica's lead guitarist Kirk Hammett. Stephen Poster became the cinematographer for the film after a conversation with fellow cinematographer Thomas Newton Siegel, who recommended the film for the project. Poster had been looking to return to feature films after working in France and had not shot a feature film in the US for a few years. When he met Kelly at a house in Venice Beach, Poster assured Kelly that he would be fully supportive, focusing on bringing Kelly's vision to life. Poster brought decades of experience to the film, having worked on numerous features and commercials. He created a few days of focused pre-production with Kelly as crucial, allowing them to map out the film's creative direction and approach. This preparation helped them work efficiently on a tight schedule, and Poster was able to shoot the film intuitively, blending technical skill with emotional depth. Despite initial concerns about the budget, Poster persuaded producers to shoot in anamorphic, using a new Kodak film stock that worked well for the low-budget production. Poster collaborated closely with Kelly to meticulously plan the film's visual style, focusing on camera placements, lighting, and how they would tell the story. They used anamorphic lenses and high-speed film stock to create the film's distinctive grainy texture, which suited Kelly's vision. The film's haunted imagery, like the sinister rabbit, was a result of Kelly's strong convictions about the film's aesthetic, which initially caused some hesitation among the crew. The lighting choices, such as the shift in the bathroom scene where Donnie confronts Frank, were designed to subtly reflect the shift from Donnie's mind to reality. Poster believes the film's honesty about the struggles of high school and its deep psychological exploration contributed to its lasting impact. Kelly shot the film in just 28 days, exactly matching the length of the film's tangent universe as an Easter egg in the film. At 26 years old, Kelly viewed marking his first feature film as a significant milestone and was determined to get it right. Although he was confident in his ability, the challenge of directing experienced actors was intimidating, and he quickly learned the importance of balancing focus with allowing actors the freedom to perform. Kelly emphasized that the key to directing is effective communication with the cast. While he poured his passion into the film's immersive world building, production design, and details, he had to compromise on the schedule, knowing that a shorter filming time would allow for a more focused budget. Despite the stress of a tight schedule, Kelly thrived in the fast-paced environment, enjoying the adrenaline rush of making a film in a short amount of time, even if it meant losing weight due to the intensity of the process. Donnie Darko was primarily filmed in California, with many of its key locations in Long Beach, Los Angeles, and Santa Monica. The Darko family's house, a central setting, is located at 4225 Country Club Drive in Long Beach, a quiet suburban area near golf courses and parks. Other notable locations include Loyola High School in Los Angeles, where Donnie causes a flood, and a historic Aero Theater in Santa Monica, where Frank the Rabbit appears during a film screening. Additionally, scenes set at Jim Cunningham's mansion were filmed at 4252 Country Club Drive, Long Beach. These diverse locations, from coastal neighborhoods to urban settings, provide a perfect backdrop for the film's eerie, atmospheric tone. The VFX in the film were created with a minimalistic and cost-effective approach due to the film's budget constraints. The long, squiggly, translucent tubes that extend from Donnie's solar plexus were designed to visually represent the character's path through time and space and were achieved by using practical effects combined with digital enhancement. These effects were used sparingly and thoughtfully integrated into the story, maintaining a balance between realism and surrealism. The VFX were created with a focus on supporting the narrative rather than drawing attention to themselves, which allowed them to remain effective and immersive despite their simplicity. Michael Andrews became the composer for the film somewhat unexpectedly. Initially, not aiming to score films, Andrews had already begun his music career with the Grey Boy All-Stars and had worked on other films' scores before. His first major film project was Zero Effect, Columbia Pictures, 1988, but it was Donnie Darko that truly launched his career in film scoring. Andrews was tasked with creating a piano-driven score, despite being more comfortable with guitar. Although Andrews was not an experienced pianist at the time, he embraced the challenge and created a haunting, emotional soundtrack. The cover song used for the film was recorded incredibly quickly, much to the surprise of many. Originally, Andrews had hoped to use U2's MLK for the film's final scene, but due to budget constraints, he had to find an alternative. Inspired by the film's piano-heavy score, Andrews decided to record a stripped-down version of the 1982 song Mad World, originally performed by Tears for Fears. He enlisted his old friend, singer Gary Jules, and the two record the song at Andrews' home in just 15 minutes. Despite Jules' initial doubts about his vocal performance, the haunting, piano-driven rendition perfectly matched the film's somber tone and was later embraced by both the director and the original band's members. The song became an unexpected hit, reaching number 1 in the UK, and played a crucial role in cementing the film's emotional and tonal impact. The funding for the film was secured after 3 years of development and efforts to sell the project to producers. Initially, the film struggled to raise money, but key cast members, including Schwartzman and Jenna Malone, helped spark interest from Hollywood talent. Drew Barrymore's involvement proved pivotal, as her star power allowed the production to raise an additional $1 million. In addition to securing more funding, Barrymore's enthusiasm for the role led Kelly to rework her character, transforming her from an older, soon-to-retire teacher into a younger, more dynamic one. This change was crucial for the film's success, ultimately helping it to gain enough backing to be completed and successfully premiered at the Sundance Film Festival. Later, the film was sold to New Market Films for a theatrical release and became a cult hit. A different director, Christopher Nolan, played a crucial role in saving Donnie Darko from becoming a forgotten TV movie. After its premiere at the 2001 Sundance Film Festival, the film struggled to find a distributor, with many dismissing its dark, unconventional storyline. However, producer Aaron Ryder invited Nolan, who had recently gained attention for Memento, New Market Films 2000, to a test screening of Donnie Darko. Impressed by the film, Nolan convinced New Market Films to distribute it theatrically, helping secure a $25 million budget for its release. Although the film initially underperformed at the box office, its success on home video eventually turned it into a beloved cult classic. As of the 2nd of April 2025, Donnie Darko has an 88% critics rating on Rotten Tomatoes, a 71 out of 100 critics score on Metacritic, an 8.0 rating on IMDb, and a 4.0 rating on Letterboxd. The film's budget was $6 million, but only grossed a total about $3 million following its initial release date of the 28th of October 2001. The film's release was significantly impacted by 9/11. Although the film had secured distribution through New Market Films, the tragedy of 9/11 occurred just weeks before its debut, making it difficult to market a film featuring a jet engine crashing into a house. The result was a poor box office performance, with the film opening in just 58 theaters and quickly losing momentum. Despite this, the film later found success on DVD and gained a loyal fan base, eventually earning cult classic status. The director's cut of Donnie Darko offers additional context and clarity without altering the core storyline. While the original film left much to interpretation, the director's cut delves deeper into the film's time-bending plot, introducing the concept of the tangent universe and explaining that Donnie is a living receiver, whose role is to restore the timeline and prevent an apocalypse. This version also reveals that Donnie's therapist has been prescribing him placebo pills, suggesting he has more control over his actions than initially implied. Additionally, the director's cut includes 20 minutes of new material, such as more classroom scenes with Drew Barrymore's character, subtle references to Watership Down, and a shift in the soundtrack, swapping out The Killing Moon for Never Tear Us Apart by NXS. While the added lore reduces some of the film's original mystery, it enriches the viewer's understanding of its complex narrative, making the film more approachable while maintaining its enigmatic charm. And that wraps up our deep dive into the making of Donnie Darko. If you enjoyed this episode, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that bell icon to stay up to date on all things movies in the making. Let us know in the comments what you think of Donnie Darko, or if you have any favorite moments for that film we did not touch upon, or what films you would like to hear covered by this channel. Also be sure to check out our community page, where we announce what films to be talked about by this channel each week. New posts arrive every Friday. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you all next time on Movies in the Making, where we will be talking about Friday, New Line Cinema, 1995, and more films to follow along the way. Tune in for more Movies in the Making as we uncover the stories behind cinema's most unforgettable films. This has been Jason Scotchmer, film enthusiast and passionate about the arts.